spotlight, I should have said. I'm going to have to fix that in editing.
Do you? So is this one of the situations where you're going to edit out all of your flubs and leave all of mine in?
I'm actually going to double yours, yeah. I'm going to find ones from previous episodes and work them in.
That's not creative. You could just load my voice. I mean, there's hours and hours of it recorded. Load it into some voice AI synthesizer and just make me say anything you want.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Even AI doesn't want to hear that. We have to be kind to our robot overlords.
Future robot overlords. And so far, I am unimpressed.
Does a visible shrug show up in the podcast? I don't remember. Like if I do a lot of gesticulation, does that come across on the audio feed?
Absolutely. I saw this really weird thing yesterday. I was listening to a podcast, and for whatever reason, my podcast player, it was showing me a transcript instead of the podcast title as it was playing. I don't know how they did that, or if it was on purpose. Like, some podcast players will now show you what chapter you're on within the podcast if you add that to your metadata, but I've never seen the transcript show up.
Yeah, that's something that one of us should research. Damn it.
Yes. Hello, fellow simulacrum in the Matrix. Have a seat, pour yourself a drink, get ready to dig into some cyber steak-like cipher, because it's Chaos Lever After Dark.
Did we agree on After Dark? I thought it was After Hours. No, After Dark is better, isn't it?
After Dark is better. Besides, After Hours was a thing from Cracked, and I don't want to steal from Cracked.
Well, everybody else does.
You're not wrong. It's amazing. This is, totally on point for us. We're immediately going to diverge into something completely unrelated to technology. But I was a fan of the Crack.com website in its heyday. I assume you were as well.
Yeah, of course.
And the diaspora of writers from Cracked have really filled out some of my best podcast listening, and they've gone on to earn Emmys.
Turns out they were actually good at stuff. Also, isn't it diaspora?
Potato. I mean, we're right back in our regular cadence where I can't pronounce things, and neither can you.
What's important is neither one of us really tries that hard.
Maximum effort. Here we are. So we're back. This is the intro to season 2, and it's going great.
Yeah, season 1 was 3 years and 196 episodes.
Which is something along those lines, yeah.
I think totally normal for seasonal content, right?
We're hoping to do at least 200 episodes in the next 3 months, the way it was meant to be.
Yeah, I mean, sleep is for other people.
That's what I hear. Now, that's an unsustainable format, and I think actually doing seasons might be good for us. Every once in a while, wander away from our microphones and touch grass or assemble something with Lego. So season 2, what are we going to do? What's the format? We're switching things up a little bit. For those who don't remember, our previous format was to do tech news of the week and a major episode every week. And that was slowly killing both of us, I think. Mostly me.
Right, and that I was sort of fine with it, but apparently that's not the right attitude to have. So, yeah, we're trying to do something a little bit different. And the other thing was the longer episode was we kind of had a self-imposed limit of 45 minutes tops.
Yes. And listeners may have noticed towards the end of a lot of those episodes, we'd start talking really fast. And that's because we actually wrote 15,000 words on the topic, and we'd only gotten to 10,000 of them so far.
Oh, I thought that was just when the Adderall kicked in.
I mean, a little from column A, a little from column B. So I think we're going to remove that self-imposed time limit, and whatever topic we want to cover takes up as much space as we want it to take.
Right. Now, we'll see how that goes. There is always the possibility that we'll, for example, just record 90 minutes and cut it into 2 episodes, or we'll just not do that.
I think I'd like some feedback from the audience on that. If you have a preference, do you prefer a big chunk of an episode that's 90 minutes or 120 minutes, or would you prefer it be broken into bite-sized chunks that you can consume in a way that makes sense for you.
Right.
So I think what we're going to be doing is we're still going to have a weekly release of tech news that has piqued our interest. Tech news of the week. People seem to like that. We seem to like writing it. Kept me from going insane because I had somewhere to yell my thoughts into the void.
And that probably won't change that much from what it used to be, right? I mean, it's that format seemed like it was pretty locked down.
Yeah. So
maybe
we'll
loosen the reins on that, but I think we'll still try to keep them short.
I think we were doing 4 stories. We could probably expand it out to 6 if we don't have the pressure of also writing a longer form episode every week.
True. Do 6 news things happen each week, I wonder?
That seems like too many.
I've heard this urban legend, and I don't know if it's true, and I want it to be true so much I've never researched it. But I remember being told that back in like the 40s or 50s when regular news was just starting to be a thing on television, there was a few times where the news person would come on and say, nothing fucking happened. And that was the end of the show. And it was just static from there on out.
I find that impossible to believe.
But I want to believe.
Reason, like, they had a time spot for the news, and you had to take up that time spot to run the ads. I'm assuming back then, even, in the 40s and 50s, everything was ad supported anyway, right?
But if you think about it, if the show goes to static and then there's a random ad interrupting the static, doesn't that really presage the dystopia that we live in?
Oh, static would be too good for us. Let's be honest. Oh, so yeah, we'll do the weekly tech news of the week. It's implied by the name. I feel like we kind of have to.
The tech news of whatever doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
And then the longer form stuff will be our Chaos Lever deep dives, and we'll figure out whether we want to chunk that into parts and release it, part 1 week and part 2 the next week. Or if everybody says we just want the whole enchilada, okay, we're going to drop it, but then you might not get another deep dive for several weeks while we build and write and record another one. Yeah, upcoming topics that I have in mind. Doorknobs.
Not doing doorknobs. That's not what I said.
Oh, we are. Because you know why? I was like, how interesting could doorknobs really be? And 2 hours later, I was like, shit, this is going to be like a 4-hour episode. And there was actually an inventor of the doorknob mechanism. So that's going to be interesting, too. So we're going to cover that. I also want to talk about USB as a port, and also just as a kind of timeline of how ports changed on the back of PCs over the decades. It was a real mess back there for a while, and checking my current, it's still a mess back there, but less. And then I think we're going to start. The first topic I want to cover is local AI. So that's going to be my first topic. I don't know, Chris, do you have any topics already in mind that you want to cover?
I was going to try to look into physical security.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of technology that we kind of like make assumptions that like a building is safe, a window is safe. People can't get in the front door. And there's actually security and technology that goes into that stuff. Some of which is crazy, crazy tech, like, the original Mission Impossible. And some of it is basically just like a door that has hinges that you can't knock the pin out of.
It seems simple, right? Excellent. So physical security, another interesting test. So 4 topics already. And if you have suggestions, let us know, along with how you want those topics addressed.
Do we have an email address for this that we can have people spam us nonsense about? I can't remember.
There's a form on the Chaos Lever website. So go to chaoslever.com and there's a feedback form.
People are not going to fill out a form. All right. Here's going to be the test. If you're the kind of person that'll fill out a form, please fill out the form.
You are our kind of person. That's what you are. There is a Chaos Lever email, and I would have to look it up. I think it's just info@chaoslever.com. So if you really want to send an email, try that. If you get a bounce back.
This could be a good way to get our OSINT audience involved. You have to find the email address, and then you can send something.
There you go. This kind of episode that we're doing right now, we're calling After Dark. And there is no set schedule for these. It is really just when we want to get on and chat, and we're going to put you through it as well. That's the idea behind After Dark. We may at some point start live streaming those, but that's going to take some work to figure out exactly how we want to do that. So in the meantime, we're not going to do that. So After Dark will be sporadic, just like me. Where will you be able to find this stuff? Well, you can find the podcasts anywhere podcasts are sold. You know, $0 is a price, and we are priceless. The video accompanying the podcast is going to be published on the Chaos Lever YouTube page. It was being published on my personal page before, and we're not doing that anymore. The problem was we were publishing so much Chaos Lever stuff, it was overwhelming my like regular videos that I put on that channel. And people were like unsubscribing because they're like, I wanted to learn about Terraform. I don't want to listen to two people ramble about tech news. Like, A, harsh, but B, okay. So it's going to have its own dedicated channel that you can subscribe to if you don't want to hear me talk about Terraform, because you probably don't.
I know.
Oh God, I don't even want to listen to me talk about Terraform anymore. That's an After Dark topic for another time. I'm just going to bitch about, how Terraform took over my life for a year. The other thing I wanted to mention, we didn't talk about this when we were planning the episode, but merch store. If people are interested in Chaos Lever merch, there will be some, and you will be able to purchase it. I just have to figure out how that works. So stay tuned for that. It'll eventually get added to the Chaos Lever website, and we'll let everyone know. But if there's a particular type of merch you'd like to see that's not just your standard T-shirts, coffee mugs, onesies, etc.,
hot air balloons, all the things people normally buy online.
Yes. Penny farthings. What else? Does that cover just about everything? Have we rambled sufficiently for After Dark?
I mean, I think we covered the basics. We just wanted to say, hey, we're back. Hi.
Hi.
Say hi, Ned.
Hi, Ned.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
I knew I was going to end up being George Burns.
Just a matter of time. You looked the part, and now you can be the part. Excellent. Well, we will be recording Tech News of the Week, I think, starting next week. So we will start publishing Tech News of the Week in August, and then we'll see when the first big episode rolls out. But if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like and share and all that social media garbage. And you've reached the bitter end. Or perhaps it is bittersweet for you. You find yourself on the precipice of more content filling and overwhelming your inbox. Your cup hath runneth over. We should all be so lucky. Thank you for tuning in. Now, go away. I don't know how to stop recording.